I went deep down the rabbit hole, scoured the internet, and binged all the comics featuring Doctor Doom, and now I'm here to share my top 10 moments where Doctor Doom totally overpowered big shots in the Marvel Universe, like Doctor Strange, Thanos, Galactus, and even his arch enemies, the Fantastic Four. But first, a little about Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom, hands down, has got to be one of the most iconic villains in the entire Marvel Universe. I mean, even Stan Lee himself said that Doom was his all-time favorite bad guy. That's saying something. Doom's main goal is to create a world where only he would reign supreme, and he will go to any lengths to crush anyone who gets in his way, no matter how heroic they are. Remember that one wild moment in Doctor Doom 2019 episode 10 where he literally wiped out an entire universe just because someone dared to clown on his outfit? Talk about taking things personally. Before he became the infamous Doctor Doom, Victor Von Doom had a pretty rough start. He grew up in a small European country of Latveria. His mum was a sorceress, but she got killed by a mob. So Victor picked up her magical ways and tried to take on Mephisto every year to save her soul. Well, he kept failing. And when he was a teenager, he even led a revolution against the harsh government, but then got a scholarship to the Empire State University. That's where he ran into his future rival and arch nemesis, Reed Richards. While at the university, he constructed a machine that he believed could save his mother, clinging to desperate hope of bringing her back from the dead. But instead, the machine exploded, leaving his face horribly scarred. Devastated by his failure and consumed by guilt, he wandered the world aimlessly. Eventually, he stumbled upon a secluded monastery in Tibet. There, in the cold, harsh mountains, he delved deep into the arcane arts and honed his intellect, transforming his grief and pain into formidable power. However, he was still so ashamed of his face that he started wearing a mask with full body armor. Number 1. Over the years in his quest for world domination, Doom has been known to take down anyone who tries to get in his way, both heroes and villains alike. But in Marvel's Secret Wars 2015, Doom showed the world where he isn't just another villain but a force to be reckoned with. This happens right after Doctor Doom takes down the Beyonders, and he absorbs a crazy amount of their power, basically making himself almost all-powerful. With that power, Doom pieces together a new reality from the shattered remnants left behind by the Beyonders, and creates a universe called Battleworld. He becomes known as God Emperor Doom, ruling over Battleworld with absolute authority. Doctor Strange, now his trusted right-hand man, helps keep things in check. So Doom gets word that the Illuminati somehow snuck their way onto Battleworld. He's not having it and shows up right away to handle business. The second they meet, Doom effortlessly wipes the floor with Cyclops, who's powered up by the Phoenix Force. Then, in a crazy turn of events, Doctor Strange stabs Doom in the back and scatters the Illuminati by teleporting them all over Battleworld to save them from getting killed by Doom right then and there. Doom takes that betrayal to heart and executes Doctor Strange on the spot. Meanwhile, Thanos gets teleported into the Deadlands, surrounded by an army of nasty zombies. But instead of panicking, he sees it as a golden opportunity to gather some allies and take Doom down. He teams up with a giant-sized version of Ben Grimm and Annihilus, along with his Annihilation Wave, ready to wage war on Doom, who at the battlefield just wipes out half of Thanos' army with just a wave of his hand. During their showdown, Doom even tries to go the diplomatic route, offering Thanos a slice of Battleworld if he'll swear loyalty. But Thanos, being Thanos, calls Doom a fake god and a weakling who should bow down to him. That insult gets Doom mad, and in a fit of rage stabs Thanos with his bare hands and rips his entire spine out of his body. This whole battle is one of my favorite Doom battles out there because it just proves how insanely powerful Doom is, making even heavyweights like Phoenix-powered Cyclops, Doctor Strange, and the mighty Thanos look like nothing more than a cannon fodder. If you think Doctor Doom relies on only brawns to overpower his enemies, think again. In this next showdown, he uses his wits to take down one of the strongest beings in the universe. In Fantastic Four 1968, 57-60, Doctor Doom invites the Silver Surfer over to his castle, with the guise of learning more about the Surfer's power, cosmic, especially the cosmic surferboard. Doom gives the Surfer a tour of his scientific projects, claiming he's all about creating weapons for peace and justice. Doom goes as far as showing the Surfer a temporal photo of the universe from his own orbiting satellite, and the Surfer's totally wowed. Sensing the perfect moment, Doom slaps some high-intensity inductors on the Surfer's head and steals the power cosmic right from him. With cosmic energy crackling around him, Doom, now feeling unstoppable, vows to challenge even Galactus, the devourer of worlds. He hops on the Silver Surfer's board, power cruising through him, ready to take on the world. Number 3. Doctor Doom has also got this habit of pulling off wins where even the Fantastic Four couldn't. For example, in the 4th issue of the 2017 series Marvel 2-in-1, there's this flashback where Galactus shows up on Earth ready to eat the planet, and it's up to the Fantastic Four to stop him. Thing goes in swinging but gets vaporized in the blink. Reed's heartbroken and pissed, so he charges in solo, ignoring everyone, and yeah, he totally fails. But then Doom arrives. For Victor Von Doom, a destroyed Earth is no good for someone who plans on ruling it. Plus, the idea of one-upping Reed really fires him up. So using a psionic trick he learned from some alien race called the Ovoids, along with a bit of tech, he takes over Galactus' body and saves the day. He promises the remaining humans on Earth that he wouldn't destroy it like Galactus wanted to. But of course, with Doom being power hungry and Galactus' body needing to feed, Doom ended up sparing Earth and devouring everything else. Number 4. If you think Doom's appetite stops at devouring the universe, think again, cause he even once went as far as devouring the powers of a being from beyond the universe, known as the Beyonder. It happened when the Beyonder showed up on Earth, curious about what makes humans tick, and decided to investigate. So he created a planet called Battleworld and tossed a bunch of heroes and villains there to see what would happen. The Beyonder was having a blast watching the chaos unfold, promising all kinds of rewards to whoever came out on top. Meanwhile, Dr. Doom managed to rig up some Galactus tech into his armor to steal the Beyonder's power, but he had to get super close to the Beyonder for it to work. So, Doom waited for the perfect moment when the Beyonder thought he was toast, and got curious enough to come closer for a final look. That's when Doom made his move and fired up the device. However, this victory didn't last very long. The Beyonder later found a way to take control of Claw's mind and mess with Doom's head just enough to get his powers back. In the end, he sent everyone back to Earth. What makes this short-lived victory awesome is that out of everyone who were thrown into the battle world, Doom was the only one close enough to do significant damage to the Beyonder. Number 5. What I love about Doom is that even though he's usually in it for himself, when the world's in danger he steps up. Like in the Avengers and X-Men Axis event, right after Red Skull's telepathic attack causes chaos, Doom protects himself with a spell to become immune. With Scarlet Witch's help, he casts a spell to mess with Red Skull's morals and take him down. The spell works but affects everyone on the island, including Doom. He ends up back in Latveria, turned into a kinda selfless version of himself, ready to make amends knowing Scarlet Witch might come after him for a payback. Magneto and Pietro tried to talk Wanda out of crossing the line and killing Doom. Doom ended up escaping to another dimension where he struck a deal with a demigod to resurrect Dr. Voodoo. Voodoo's brother Daniel possessed Scarlet Witch to get her to help Doom with a reinversion spell. They teleported to New York where the flipped heroes and villains were in the middle of a fight. In the end, the inverted Red Skull helped Doom and Daniel cast the spell, bringing almost everyone including Doom back to normal. Number 6. Tracking Doom's morality over the years, a bit of a rollercoaster. Sometimes he's this noble guy and other times he's just straight up a nightmare, and this next battle is definitely one of those nightmare moments. So in Thor 2009, issues 604 to 606, Doom went solo on an attack, and no one in Asgard had a clue what he's up to. But when he got to Asgard, he started vivisecting gods to steal their powers. Then he turned their corpses into zombie cyborg gods for his own undead army. And just when you think it couldn't get worse, he harvested their souls to use it as an energy source. It turned out his endgame was to tick off Thor enough to get a dose of Odin Force mystical energy, just so he could use it to jumpstart the Destroyer. And what did he do with the Destroyer? He turned it into his new armor, or should I say his personal mecha, and then absolutely wrecks Thor with his Divine Doomsday magic mecha powered by the souls of dead gods. Number 7. When Doom isn't taking down gods, he's busy being a Sorcerer Supreme and saving the world. In What If number 52, after failing to rescue his mum from Mephisto, Doom turns to the Ancient One to learn the mystic arts. He gets stronger than Mordo, and when Stephen Strange shows up with his injured hands, rather than guiding him through the spiritual path, Doom replaces Strange's hands with mechanical ones to boost his skills. Doom and the Ancient One eventually defeat Mephisto and save his mom, but the Ancient One dies in the process. Dormammu realizes the Ancient One is no more and begins launching an attack on Earth. Doom steps up as the new Sorcerer Supreme and battles Dormammu while simultaneously using astral projection magic to visit the Fantastic Four, requesting that they help him to retrieve Blackbeard's treasure, a powerful obsidian stone to help take down Dormammu. The Four succeed, but the Thing stays behind in time to live as the pirate, Blackbeard. When the FF returns, they find Doom battling Dormammu in the sky, and even though Reed hesitates, he eventually gives Doom the stone just in time. Powered up, Doom sends Dormammu back to Foultime, but not before taking a fatal hit. Ironically, Doctor Strange tries to save Doom, but he can't. With his dying breath, Doom orders his Doombots to force Strange into his armor, overwriting his mind to make his body the vessel for Doom's consciousness, ensuring Doom's legacy as the Sorcerer Supreme lives on. Number 8. This next battle is one of my all-time favorites. I mean, there's just something about Doom going head-to-head with his mortal enemies, the Fantastic Four, that really hits the spot. So the Fantastic Four head over to Latveria, ready to finally take Doom down for good. But when the Thing tries to smash him, Doom just zaps him with some electricity from his armor and slips away, sealing himself in the next room. Doom finds out that the people of Latveria are revolting against him, so he cranks up his vortex machine and whips up a tornado in Latveria. While all that chaos is going down, he hightails it to New York on a passenger jet. The Fantastic Four barely manage to escape the mess in Latveria and chase him all the way to New York to stop whatever he's up to next. And this is where we really get to see why Doom can't stand Reed. We get a flashback where Doom blames Reed for sabotaging his machine back in college and causing it to blow up in his face. Doom actually beats Reed not once but twice in the same arc, and even manages to pull off his plan of turning the UN delegates into his mindless slaves. Number 9. Magic and technology cannot be combined, or so says common knowledge. Doom however scoffs at the common. In infamous Iron Man 1-12, we see Doom combining his techno-magical mastery into becoming a force for good. This happens after the Secret Wars 2015 event when Doom, after getting his scars healed by Reed, decides to turn over a new leaf. He leaves Latveria and steps into Iron Man's shoes after Tony Stark's supposed death, starting his path to redemption. Doom heads to Bolivia, offers the Mad Thinker a chance to change his ways, but when he refuses, Doom takes him down and destroys his lab. On hearing that, Doom has turned a new leaf. The villains freak out, realizing that if Doom is scary as an ally, as a hero he's unstoppable. They team up, figuring they need to take him out before it's too late. Doom crashes through the ceiling and wipes out almost all the villains present at the meeting. Next, after meeting Ironheart, Doom takes down Reed Richards from a dead reality, calling himself the Maker, whose plans for the world were even crazier than anything Doom's done. Sadly, Doom's time as Iron Man doesn't last long. He defeats his final villain, Parker Robbins, but gets his face scarred again, which totally reflects his inner struggles. So he heads back to Latveria, puts on his old armor, and embraces his complicated past as Doctor Doom. Number 10. You know, sometimes it's always lonely at the top, and even world domination can get kinda boring. Doom's been bored more than once after taking over the world. A classic example was when he easily captured Purple Man, aka Kilgrave, and locked him up in the massive psycho prism he built on Doom Island. He cranked up Purple Man's mind control powers and basically got the United Nations and every government to make him Emperor of the Earth. And as Emperor, he even managed to capture a bunch of superheroes. Under Doom's rule, the planet thrived, and there was prosperity, equality, and an end to war and hunger. But it all came at a pretty steep price. Everyone lost their free will. Doom started feeling like his victory didn't really mean much anymore because there was no challenge left in reaching or keeping his goal. He got so bored of being on top that he actually let the heroes destroy his psycho prism. After that, people were free from Doom's control and the world pretty much went back to normal. Not many heroes or villains can be said to resist Purple Man's mind control, up to the point of actually capturing him, but Doom's willpower is so insane that he was able to take him down with no problem. From defeating the Beyonders twice, to absorbing Galactus and even becoming Iron Man at one point, Doom's displayed some pretty legendary feats. And the mere fact that he rose up from a low gypsy peasant to be the ruler of an entire nation through sheer force of will, and mastered science of the most cutting edge along with arcane sorceries that would pulverize lesser minds, is the main reason why he would always remain a central figure in the Marvel Universe. While other so-called villains have risen to power only to be toppled by self-righteous heroes, Doom alone has stood the test of time by holding on to his power and his land.